In December 1935, Porter finally went where too many good Americans go until they die. Until then, his relationship with talking, or rather singing, pictures had been no more than the mildest of flirtations, but the movie interlude was probably inevitable. After all, George and Ira Gershwin, Irving Berlin, Rodgers and Hart had all succumbed. And so in December 1935, Porter went to live out on the West Coast, if you can call that living.
And you'll always have the last laugh. Wear the cap and the bells, and you'll rate with all the great swells. If you become a doctor, folks will face you with dread. If you become a dentist, they'll be glad when you're dead. You'll get a bigger hand if you can stand on your head. Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown. Be a clown, be a clown. All the world loves the clown. If you just make a draw, watch your mountain bank account saw. Wear a painted mustache, and you're sure to make a big splash. A college education I should never propose. A bachelor's degree won't even keep you in clothes. But millions you will win if you can spin on your nose. Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown. Be a clown, be a clown. All the world loves the clown. Scout tricks. Tell a joke. I see, there was this lady and she'd and it all goes with Tony Hawks. Be a crank, jerk a legs, and they'll imitate you like this. Why be a great composer when you're renting arrears? Why be a major poet and you'll owe it for years? When clowns will pay the giggle if you wiggle your ears. Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown. Be a clown, be a clown. All the world loves the clown. Be a poor silly ass, and you'll always travel first class. Give 'em quips, give 'em fun, and they'll pay to say you're A1. If you become a farmer, you know where to fuck. If you become a gambler, you'll be stuck with your luck. But Jack, you'll never lack if you can quack like a duck. Quack, 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 quack. Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown.
One afternoon, as they sat by his Hollywood pool, Greta Garbo asked Cole if he was happy. He considered the question very seriously and replied, "I think I am, yes." Her eyes swiveled to the middle distance and she said, "That must be very strange." Strange or not, by 1940 he was back where he was happiest, on Broadway.
Due to landscape gardeners gifted, Father Knickerbocker's face is being lifted so much that you'd hardly know it as such. All the streets are being dressed up, so before they ruin Broadway, I suggest off you go to the city fathers and say, "Whoa, glorify 6th Avenue, and put bathrooms in the zoo, but please don't monkey with Broadway. Put big floodlights in the park, and put Harlem in the dark, but please don't monkey with Broadway. Though it's tawdry and plain, it's a lovely old lane, full of landmarks galore and memories gay. So move Grant's Tomb to Union Square and put Brooklyn anywhere, but please, please, I beg on my knees, don't monkey with old Broadway. Plant trees in the polo grounds and put Yorkville out of bounds, but please, don't monkey with Broadway. Close the village honky-tonks, suppress cheering in the Bronx, but please, don't monkey with Broadway. Think what names used to dance on this road of romance. Think what stars used to stroll along it all day. Big City Hall, a skating rink, I pushed Wall Street in the drink, but please, please, I beg on my knees, don't monkey with old Broadway.
If a girl in any sector makes you feel like a puppy called Hector, and you're longing to subject her, to elect her your wife and protect her, if she's just as sweet as nectar, but of your job she's no respecter, become a top band director, and you never, never will miss. In the Gilded Age, a Wall Street millionaire was the answer to a working maiden's prayer. But today she chucked that yearly 50 grand for the leader of a big-time band. When a Venice, Georgia sandwich show and runs, her libido had the lido simply swung. But today who would be buried in the sand?
Salt peanuts.
Why, the leader of a big-time band. What do your Wall and Goodman, Champ, goes blowing blue. Rum-ridden debutantes nearly come to. So if say you still could play, oh, why not stay? Be the leader of a big-time band. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. When in Reno, ladies, we know used to clown. All the chaps who wore the chaps would wear them down. But today the only rider they demand is the leader of a big-time band. Da-da-da. When Salome got John the B.N. by the hand, it appears he wasn't kosher in the band. But today who'd be the boy she'd like to land? Why, the leader of a big-time band. Puts on her clothes, and she only turns one cheek while being scanned by the leader of a big-time, diggity-diggity-time band. Do-ah.
For a composer
to write 23 Broadway shows and then come up with his masterpiece is considered somewhat unusual in the history of Broadway.
It's unusual because usually on Broadway, nobody writes masterpieces.
Still, in 1948, Porter hadn't had a hit in 5 years. Now, the idea of setting Shakespeare to music was not a new one. The idea of making a masterpiece was. Still, the precedent had been set. Quite a number of very respectable literary works had been adapted to the musical theater. There'd been Pal Joey, Tales of the South Pacific, Green Grow the Lilacs. There was even a rumor that somebody was trying to make a musical of the Desert Song. But nobody thought very much of the idea of a backstage musical based on The Taming of the Shrew. Nobody wanted to back it. The producers were young unknowns. Nobody thought it would work. Porter was considered too old by experts who'd never been old enough. The general feeling on Broadway was that the Cole Porter era was over.
In fact, the reality was taking on the shape of one of those scenarios that had sent Porter laughing from Hollywood. But as Porter knew to his cost, bad movies always have happy endings. After a record number of backers' auditions, enough capital was finally scraped together to put the show on. And if audiences didn't understand The Taming of the Shrew, well, they'd just have to do what Porter did when writing Kiss Me Kate. Go back to the original.
The girls today in society go for classical poetry.
So to win their hearts you must quote with ease Aeschylus and Euripides.
One must know Homer and, believe me, Beau, Sophocles, also Saph, ho.
Unless you know Shelley and Keats and Pope, dated dippers will call you a dope. But the poet of them all, who will start and simply raving, is the poet people call the Bard of Stratford-on-Avon. Brush up your Shakespeare, start quoting him now. Brush up your Shakespeare, and the women you will wow.
Just declaim a few lines from Othello, and they'll think you're a hell of a fella.
Yeah, if your blonde won't respond when you flatter her, tell her what Tony told Cleopatra.
If she fights when her clothes you are mussing, what a clothes much you do about nothing.
Brush up your Shakespeare, and they'll all kowtow.
With the wife of the British ambassador, try a crack out of Troilus and Cressida.
If she then wants an all to herself night, let her rest every 11th or 12th night.
If she says your behavior is heinous, kick her right in the Coriolanus.
Brush up your Shakespeare, and they'll all kowtow.
If you can't be a ham and do Hamlet, then they won't give a damn on a Hamlet.
Just recite an occasional sonnet, and your lap will have honey upon it.
When your baby is pleading for pleasure, let her sample your measure for measure.
Brush up your Shakespeare, and they'll all kowtow.
Better mention the Merchant of Venice, when her sweet kind of flesh you would menace.
If her virtue at first she defends, well, just remind her that all's well that ends well.
And if still she won't give you a bonus, you know what Venus got from Adonis.
Brush up your Shakespeare, and they'll all kowtow. Brush up your Shakespeare, start quoting him now. Brush up your Shakespeare, and the women you will wow. So tonight just recite to your matey,
Kiss me, Kate.
Kiss me, Kate.
Kiss me, Katie.
Brush up the Shakespeare, and they'll all kowtow.
I trow.
And they'll all kowtow.
Faith
And they'll all kowtow.
Gadzooks.
And they'll all kowtow. Up buttons.
Why can't you behave? Oh, why can't you behave? After all the things you told me and the promises that you gave. Oh, why can't you behave? Why can't you be good? And do just like you should. Won't you turn a new leaf over so your baby can be your slave? Oh, why can't you There's a farm I know near my old hometown where we two can go and try settling down. There I'll care for you forever. Well, at least till they dig my grave. Oh, why can't you After all the things you told me and the promises that you gave. Oh, why can't you
Kiss Me, Kate was a happy experience, but it wasn't quite the happy ending. Porter was to continue to write and to compose for another 10 years, always in pain, and always uncomplaining about it. His whole life had been lived in the demanding glare of other people's admiration. First that of his mother, then of his college friends, the Paris crowd, Broadway, Hollywood, the whole literate, civilized world. But by the 50s, that world was changing. Paris was yesterday. The cafe society world of the between the war years had disappeared from the scene. Broadway had changed too, from the free and easy days when anything went. Nowadays, the money men, the producers, and their accountants call the tune. Still, in 1948, he was back on top. And in 1958, he wrote the last Cole Porter song, in which he tried to imagine a condition of life he had never known. Wouldn't it be fun not to be famous? Wouldn't it be fun not to be rich? Wouldn't it be pleasant to be a simple peasant and spend a happy day digging a ditch? Wouldn't it be fun not to be known as an important VIP? Wouldn't it be fun to be nearly anyone except me? Mixed up me.